sliders on gas stations. Um, last year, what happened was somebody had um, managed to figure out how to get credit card numbers off those sliders on the gas stations in America. And so people were told to not use those for a while because there was something going on with that. People steal. Not all of us, but there are people who steal. And, you know, once the word gets out, well, then we take steps to protect ourselves. I don't think there's any one platform or anywhere that can guarantee us that we're going to be 100% completely safe and protected from any bad experiences. I don't think anybody can possibly protect that at all. In fact, IT security is such a huge thing right now, um, because there's so many new black hat operations out there that are happening, and the computer business and security is growing hands over fist, is trying to keep up as fast with the technology as possible. Um, it's one of those growing fields, and we're all in a place where we can only do the best that we can to help each other, protect each other, um, and keep our items as safe as possible. I don't think there's anybody that can guarantee 100% that that will happen.
Okay, I have to answer this question because I saw it coming up in local. I'm sorry, Zia. Pardon me, please. First of all, the beta viewer is open source to the same thing that you see as Firestorm in here. Everything you see on these grids is open source. The worlds, the viewers, all of it. Okay, it's a V2 3 through V3 viewer. It's not in beta. I've actually suggested they change the name because it's actually an amazingly stable viewer. I don't like they call it beta because I think that sends people running for the hills. I'm not loading that on my computer, and it's a load of crap because it's a great viewer. Okay. In terms of content, again, guys, if you want to cross grids and call this like a source of income. No, it's not, actually, Pammy, it's not. The only thing that's still considered legally and officially in beta, to the best of my knowledge, is InWorlds itself, and I don't understand that because it's a great, stable game. But InWorlds Beta Viewer is not. They just still have the wrong name on it. It's no worse or less than Firestorm. It's a great viewer. It's an amazing viewer. They've done great work on it.
Actually, it reminds me a lot of Phoenix.
Yeah, well, it is like, well, not even Phoenix, but Emerald, all the way back to the day. Let's go back to the day,
yes,
Zia.
let's do. Yep, that's true.
Okay,
it's got a lot of Emerald quality to it. That's true.
What that viewer does is it allows you to see the game at full content, full graphics, like Emerald did, like Phoenix 1691, before SL caused you all this issue of the SSA server-side baking code, where now you all have to upgrade your computers, etc. Again, I'm not dogging SL. I will never dog SL, but come on, guys. Come on. You can log in and play. As far as content theft, look, if you don't protect your own ass in terms of the things you think are really viable products that can cross grids, etc., that's on you. You can't ask the developers to protect you that way. Protect yourselves.
Yeah, and I can say that was the main reason that I buy tips from friend that went over to back into InWorlds again. They made all the changes in here, and my computer couldn't handle it as it should. And I went into InWorlds, and everything works as normal. I had no problem at all in there. So that's how I went back into InWorlds. And I have got a new computer now, and Second Life works well, okay, but not good, even if it's a new computer. because Second Life is too heavy for most computers today. That's why those that has problem has a better experience to do stuff in InWorlds, because it runs much smoother on your computer. So if you build and stuff, and that's what you love to do, InWorlds it's a perfect place to be at and do that.
Okay, Lee, I want to address Lee's question first, if I may. This is people, Lee, from my experience as being someone trying to learn computers and the variances in games, the graphic ability, all of that, okay? InWorlds is no different than SL. It is no different than SL, except that it doesn't have the new code that makes it hard for people to be in there. It's actually wonderful for that. Not that there's anything wrong with the new code. However, there are many, many, many players, and this is what I see coming and going at IGI, which is the Welcome Center for InWorlds. They don't want to, they don't know how to, they don't have the money to, etc. Okay? But you can come into InWorlds and not have a problem with that. Not have a problem with graphics, etc. As far as mesh is enabled in InWorlds. Sculpts, physics, all of it. It's all there.
I'm talking about the current stable release viewer on the InWorlds website is not mesh capable.
Yes, it is. The beta mesh support viewer and Singularity, yes. Cool viewer, all of it. I don't recommend.
I'm talking about the current stable release, the one that you get whenever you sign up. It says download InWorlds.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's what I'm talking
I hear you on that one. Elena is the only one that can answer that question because I don't understand. Well, first of all, yes, I do, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elena. I apologize. When you log into any viewer grid, okay, you get a basic viewer. It's a V1 derivative because that's to assume that everyone just only has the ability for V1, okay? I'm gonna assume, Lee, that you understand what I'm talking about. They allow you to have that on your computer, and you can rely on that if something else falls short. Say, like when Emerald went down. God, you would think the sky was falling when Emerald collapsed, okay, in SL. But people are allowed to have as many viewers as they want. It's up to them to go into the information hubs for these games and see what other viewers are available. The beta is a very stable viewer at this point. They did a great job with it, and it's the equivalent and a derivative of Firestorm.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
It goes back to the, you guys were talking about copyrighted material and stuff. I design here. I have a designing that I do here in SL, and some are my own, of course, but some of, I've purchased templates from other creators, and I went back and I looked at their licensing to make sure that it didn't state that I couldn't take it to another world. Is still in violation if I do so?
If there
No, let me. You're not even possible to transfer over anything that's not your own creation. So in that case, you need to ask the creator of those items in your creations that's not yours, that they bring that into InWorlds in that case, because you are not allowed to export or anything that's not your total own creation.
Okay, so if I bought something that is full perm template, which allows me to put it on my PC because I use it for designing, I can't bring it to InWorlds?
Well,
you can't.
You can't export the product created and put together from here into Involves if you're not the creator of all the items in it.
Okay, well, I'm not asking about an item that I create here and I'm going to take with me. I'm
Okay,
asking
okay.
about a template.
Can I answer this question, please? Because I've just been through this. I just went through this. Okay, so I've purchased full perm skins and templates as well. In their EULA here, if it states that there's nothing about transferring it to another world, as a politeness, I have told the creators of the templates and the textures that I would be using them in Worlds, and they have given me what's considered extended permissions. Others have said no, and I've agreed with that. As far as the templates are concerned, you can't upload the templates into InWorlds. What you've used the templates to make, the clothing you've chosen to make with the templates on your hard drive, those you can upload, but you do need to do some research and talk with the creators of your original products that you're using as a tool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure, because I went back and I read the licensing and all of that kind of stuff that comes with those to make sure that I wasn't, because some of them do state that I can't take them and use them in any other world, and I understand that, and they stay here in SL. So I just want to make sure that I'm not, if it doesn't state it, then, if I'm right or wrong.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Listen, as a creator, I'm a sim designer, a builder, jewelry maker, club owner, madam at one point. Yes, I was. Okay. 7 years in here. Okay. Guys, wouldn't it be a great brand new start if you don't have it on your hard drive already? To just have a brand new start, create new things. Whenever someone creates something, wouldn't you want to step back to it again, step away and come back to it and go, I could do that better? And guess what? In Worlds, you can do that really well because all the uploads are free. Everything is free. It won't hurt you to do that. That's the point. It won't hurt you. I'm getting the sense from the entire conversation that everybody is afraid. Afraid of what? You don't have to choose between SL and InWorlds. Just come and check it out. Work on new concepts and thoughts and make what you did originally better. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, I get that you want to transport things, but if you're that good, in some ways, why can't you just start anew? When I came to InWorlds, I needed a fresh start. I needed to be reminded how awesome the virtual worlds were. Wow, because I was so advanced in SL that it was dude, I'm tired of this. I'm jaded. I hate this. I just hate this. When I came to InWorlds, I went, wow, brand new start, and I don't care. I'm going to suit my Abby up again, brand new, and that's the whole idea, guys. Yeah, you can transport some things as long as you're the sole creator of those things. But why not, if you're that good and that creative, why not want a brand new place to start over? Or just do something new?
I agree with Kelly on that part because one of the things that I did not do was I did not take my builds out of SL. I went to InWorlds and I started brand new. The only thing that I did do to share in both worlds was textures, and I got permissions to use the textures that I use on both sides. There are many textures that I use that are my own textures, and so what I'm saying is I did half and half of what Kelly is saying. I went to InWorlds and started brand new as far as builds and things are concerned. As far as some of my full perm textures, I got permissions to bring my full perm textures over. The funny thing is most of my textures, the companies are already over there. So they just said, yeah, we're here. So we got you, Zia, we're good. But the truth is, yes, it's a brand new start, and so part of me did want to start over, like Kelly suggested or is saying, and so I just started brand new with new different, new designs and new creations and new builds. I just left all the builds that I've already made here in SL, and I started over there. Like I said, the only thing that I did transfer were my scripts that I wrote, or friends and I wrote together, and my sculpt maps and my textures. Some of those textures are full perm from other creators, and I got extended permissions to take them over. But everything that I'm doing in InWorlds is original.
Yeah, I transferred nothing. I built houses and did all kinds of things for 7 years. I transferred nothing because it was a joy to me to start something new. And I'm not out of SL, obviously. I'm sitting here, hi. But it was a joy to me as a gamer to learn who the creators were, who the best creators were, to recreate my avatar over there. It was fun. And guys, let's get down to the basics here. We're gamers. Okay? This is not real life. We're gamers. We're creators. What better way to do that but on multiple grids? And InWorlds has come a long way. It's really a great place to do what it is you're trying to do. Even part-time.
Yeah, and me as a builder and designer for several years in here, and I'm lazy. I don't like to do things. I already done one more time. So like sculptures, I make the sculptures still in Second Life, and I use Sculptcrafter, and I have tried to get those to sell that Sculptcrafter in InWorlds too, but I have not managed to get them there yet. But we're still working on it. But as long as I have that machine in here, I do my sculpts here, but I don't upload it in here. I upload it directly into InWorlds and build my stuff in there. And if I'm happy with it, well, then I might bring it over back into here, fully created, and then it's all my stuff. So it's no problem to export it. But clothing is simpler, much simpler stuff than if you make creations like buildings and stuff. Because if you're not the full owner or creator of the item, the viewers don't let you export it. It's that simple. So you need to have it on the computer, your computer, and then upload it. So it's your stuff you upload. You can't use others to just export it over if you have put it together. But to answer your question, I don't know your name that asked it, but if you have the permission to use their stuff, so you have it on your computer and can upload it, then it's okay. Okay, you can rebuild it in InWorlds, but you can't export it directly over put together, if you understand what I mean.
That was a choice by Linden Labs, though, wasn't it? To not allow linking OpenSim based regions to Second Life?
I'm not sure. I think whoever took over Linden Labs may have made that decision because the original OpenSim project was started by Linden Labs themselves. as far as the original idea when I was around for that, was that these OpenSIMs projects would start, and eventually we would be able to use landmarks that actually took us to these other OpenSIMs and other grids, like an expanded Second Life. Through Second Life or through the other grids, we could TP back and forth. As far as what happened and why that didn't get accomplished, I don't know who stopped that or whether it was something that wasn't capable of happening at the time. I'm not sure what happened with that part of the project.
I would assume, now I don't know for sure, but I would assume that it has something to do with not being able to guarantee a specific performance, because anybody that has a computer can start an OpenSIM region and connect it, and home-based networks are not nearly as fast as something from a data center or something like that.
Well, my guess is it was some kind of law issues between countries, because since, as you said, everyone could get a server and start a own SIM and connect it, and then you lost track on what country each SIM belongs to. So I think it's really was a law issue that made it complicated.
Okay, thank you,
actually
Jen,
makes
for
a lot
that
of sense.
comment too. Jen just said because when you are able to connect to open grids, you cannot enforce IP restrictions. That makes sense.
Guys, when you get on the web, unfortunately, which is something I said earlier, you can't protect yourself, your identity, things you create, none of it. And you can't ask the grid creators of SL or InWorlds to protect you. You just can't. You have to protect yourself.
The reality is, video games are there to protect themselves and make sure that their games are secure from hacking for their own reasons and purposes. As far as us as gamers, that becomes our responsibility to protect ourselves individually. And the worlds, the founders, the creators of the worlds that we play our video games on, they're going to look at it from a protection of their grid and their property and their servers and their databases and all of that, so that they are not held liable for suits and things like that. They're going to look at it from a big business standpoint or a business standpoint and protect themselves from liability. We're the ones that need to protect ourselves on an individual basis.
Yeah, and to shoot in that's why I think this meeting is so lovely, because if we stick together and talk with each other and work together and keep contact, well, it's up to us to handle these things, and that's what was one of the ideas behind our center, to connect each other so we can speak with each other and help each other when it's a problem, so we can quickly do something about it. And well, everyone is their own boss, so if they choose to run their own game and own business, well, that's up to them. But they don't have the protection that that comes with if we are a group that help each other to protect each other. And since we all are builders, we should respect each other and each other's creations and help each other. That's the best way to keep track on these things.
Okay, Cynthia, to answer your question about the Napster creator. Again, I come from a background of owning a publishing company as a recording artist and publisher. I have affiliation with ASCAP and BMI, which is why I never recommend FrostWire or LimeWire, because they're both truncated versions of people copying crap from their home, as well as anything else. Get your own copyrights, you know. Anything that's happened to me as an artist and the songs that I've written and recorded that are out there in the world, which I've recently found out there's lots of, that's my bad because I'm not watching it. But in terms of the developers on these grids, they're just trying to protect people's content within the confines of the law and what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. And they are not allowed to remove content unless you can prove theft. Something that I dealt with a couple days ago was a possibility of copybotting. Well, most copybotting viewers were disabled and illegal on all grids as of, God, months ago. So if you screen copybotting, they have to look into that. They're not going to just IP ban people based on your accusations, because that's not necessarily true. You have to protect your own butt.
Yeah, and also when you as a builder or creator are using other creators' material, make sure you protect it. So if like you use others' animations in your beds or furniture and stuff, make sure that you have put the perms on it to protect it, so that you don't sell your product with someone other's creation full perm, because then you sabotage for everyone. So it's just to show respect to each other. If you bought the full perm product, like animation or something like that, make sure you protect that creator when you sell your product. That's how we help each other to not bring out stuff to get copied however anyone like to do. If you follow what I mean.
Yeah, and again, guys, I mean, I know that what you create on either grid, on any grid, is important to you, and it makes you have a sense of purpose. Most of the people I know that are creators and developers on all grids are very good at what they do. But guys, in the end of the day, it's a game. I know you don't see it that way, but it certainly is. So unless you're willing to, unless you want to, put these things out on the World Wide Web as services for any grid that may occur or does exist, copyright it. Protect your own butt. Otherwise, just play the game. Create things. Don't take it so personally. You know, I have a theory. Copying is the best form of flattery. If someone sees something that you do and they think it's great and they copy it, just, you know, no press is bad press, guys. But that has nothing to do with the two grids. It has nothing to do with that. And both grids protect you as much as they can within their confines of the law. It's just a matter of expanding your own game.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to say, as a new citizen of InWorlds, I absolutely love it. At first, it
Okay, Cynthia, you just cut
It
out
took
again.
several days for us to get used to it because we thought it was kind of old.
Okay, Cynthia, you just cut
It
out.
took several days for us to get used to it because we thought it was kind of old.
Yeah, it's operating around, I would have to say, Phoenix 1691.